What's up YouTube, ODST General back with some Into the Flames, and today guys we're going to be checking out the newest build on the testing branch, which is the advanced pumping build. Now if you guys haven't seen any teasers of this, this will all be big news to you probably. Basically pumping is going to be getting a major overhaul for Into the Flames, or it has, at least on testing build. And it is significantly more advanced and complex now. Now, from what I do understand, for people who don't want to use the system, there is still going to be a simplified way of doing this, or a simplified version that you can access. At least in the testing build right now, I don't know if that's in or not. There's a pump override button, which I don't know what that does. So that might be a means by which a more simplified version of this can be done. I don't know. But that was something that was said. I'm pretty confident. But anyways, we've got a fire going here, and we've got structure fire. We're hooked up already to the hydrant down there, and the hydrant's been turned on. We've got some scene lighting in case it gets dark, and then we've got another apparatus, which is a new engine that's been added to the game. It is a European style engine, which is engine 4 in the menu. And that's why we're wearing the European style fire helmet. Now, obviously, if you guys know me well enough, then you'll know European style is definitely not my favorite aesthetic for firefighting equipment, but it's still pretty neat. It's a good looking engine, and I'm pretty excited to show it off to you guys. But not as excited as I am to show off this advanced pumping. Now, I will try to do my best to show this off to you guys without making any mistakes. I'm still trying to learn the system because I haven't really looked at it prior to tonight. So, going in, you go into pump panel and you get this whole menu. There is some hints if you guys aren't really familiar with this, but that's really only going to tell you a couple of the basics. It's really not going to show you how to operate the system. Basically, the three important things here are water intake, water discharge, and your throttle that you kind of need to monitor, and then these are your controls for actually operating the system. So right now, we're hooked up over on the other side. Our engine over there is hooked up to discharge number 6. You can see the yellow ring there. So if we go back around to our panel here, you can see discharge 6 has a yellow ring. So all these are color coded. They're all labeled in the system when you pull up the menu. So the color coding is not really necessary, but they are color coded to make it a little bit easier to just kind of figure all this stuff out or find where everything is. So what we need to do is we need to keep water coming in from the hydrants. So first of all, we need to basically open up the tank on this tanker here. We're going to do that by clicking tank fill and clicking pull. And basically every time we click pull, we pull the pull bar, whatever you want to call this, out further. And the further out it is, the higher our water intake is. Now, I think by default the water intake's 700 off the hydrants, but there is means by which you can increase it using some of the new tools. And then we need to also discharge some water. So we need to discharge off of discharge 6 so we can send water to the engine. And so we're going to increase that. Now, we're only sending 50 through right now, so we're going to also have to increase the throttle. And as we increase the throttle, you can actually hear, besides my mouse clicking, the throttle's increasing in the background there. So basically idle's at 50, and then the max throttle on this thing is up to 1250. So I guess we might as well just go max throttle. Now, if you do discharge more water than what you're taking in, what will end up happening is you'll start to overheat your apparatus, and when it overheats, it forces it back down to idle so it can cool off. So you gotta be really careful that you're not sending out more water than what you're bringing in, because otherwise you risk basically losing your water supply. Now, with this all done correctly, this is a pretty basic thing. We've only pulled a couple of things here. We can now run back over to our engine over here and get this all set up and make sure we have water. So this tank is full, which is good. It was empty before, but let's actually set this up. And we need to actually open up the tank fill, because it's actually filling. I refilled it before I did the video. I was kind of testing things. I had some issues where my hookup to this engine got hooked up to the wrong thing it shouldn't have been able to gotten hooked up into. I don't quite know what happened there, but it did happen. So we're bringing in 700 units of water, whatever units they're using. but we are not discharging anything, so we need to actually discharge some water. Let's go ahead and go to connections. So connections, the other new thing. So now, in order to actually pull off a an attack line of some kind, you go to and click connections. It'll give you all the options for connections in that area. So we have 4 discharges. We've got 3 small discharges, which are attack lines, and then 1 LDS discharge, which is basically your supply to other apparatus and stuff like that. Or your like ground monitors and stuff. Now the small discharge, we're just going to go with 1, which is this pink line here, and depending on what we click over here, we'll change what we pull off. So if we click combination, this is your standard nozzle, and then actually let's do this too. Let's go back in here. Let's actually pull out discharge 1. Let's send some water through discharge 1. We don't want to send that much water. We don't want over 180 pressure or 180 units going to the attack line, otherwise we won't be able to move with the attack line. We'll be able to turn it on, but we won't be able to actually move or walk around with it. So you've got your combination system, which is your stream or your fog pattern. Going back in here, click discharge 1 again, and we'll go smooth bore here. So this is smooth bore. Smooth bore doesn't have any other patterns or anything, it's just a straight stream. Foam. And the new one is a hose splitter. So the hose splitter, it's pretty neat. It is just what you'd expect. It's a hose splitter. So basically you can take 2 what used to be the high-rise bundles, they've changed the name of them, and you can hook those up and you can have multiple hoses running off of a single discharge. These do properly split the pressure, so basically you'll need, if you're going to run 2 hoses off of a single line, you'll need to double the pressure to that discharge. So again, you want somewhere between 120 and 180 to run these properly, so you're going to need at least 240 units going to this line to run 2 hoses. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead, get back in here, discharge 1. Oh, actually I need to pick this back up, I think, to be able to do that. So, oh, that's a bug. It's fine. It's kind of corrected itself. Okay, yeah, let's do that. We're just going to go with the combination here. And yeah, it's getting dark now, but let's go ahead and tackle this fire. Unfortunately, this fire has had a lot of time to kind of get going while I was trying to set everything up. Oh, losing health, gotta be careful there. There we go. Oh. Really surprised we lost that health there. It's just trying to move in further again there. Fire didn't look that close. Now, EMS is also in the game. There's EMS-specific emergencies. I haven't covered that update since it came out, unfortunately. I had a hard time finding EMS calls initially. Now they're marked as medical in there, but they also don't seem to, at least the one I tested on, I need to do further testing. What I was doing to the patient didn't seem to be having any effects, so I need to go back and do some more testing of that. Because if that is the case, I really do want to show off EMS gameplay. EMS is something I feel like, we've gotten a couple of firefighting games. We've got Into the Flames, we've got Emerge NYC, and got Nostrov and stuff now, and firefighting simulator. So we've got actually a pretty good amount of firefighting games in the last few years here, and we haven't really seen any EMS come out, or at least any like super detailed EMS games, and that would be something kind of cool to actually get like a proper kind of EMS game bordering on like a simulator or something, you know, with like randomly generated calls and stuff, where you have to like actually properly treat patients. Back up there, taking some damage. Yeah, not a big fan of the fog nozzle. Is there a door over here? Oh, there is. That could be a problem. Hopefully this door is open. Oh, I'm being burned too. Okay, well, we're gonna need to back out. We can't get there from the inside with that door currently, and we're really low on health too. So let's do this. We're going to blow out this window. Oh man, look at that heat and stuff coming off of there. That actually was really awesome. I don't remember ever seeing that before in this game. That was really neat. Will this window be blown out? Doesn't look like it. I mean, I guess it could already have gotten blown out by the fire, but it seems unlikely given that the other windows weren't. We're not really doing a whole lot here, unfortunately, from the outside. Let's go ahead and go back to the truck real quick here. Do we have... What do we want? We want probably like a Halligan or something. I gotta look up my settings because I can't remember what it is to switch tools. I keep changing my controls like every time I play, so it's getting really hard for me to ever remember because they keep adding like new features and I keep remapping the controls on the stuff that in my mind makes more sense on these new features. Oh, this is gonna suck. We're gonna take damage here probably. Oh, well, so far we're not, but we're gonna have to move out of the way here pretty quick. Alright. Now, I still hear fire going, because this is a two-story house. I need to get there. Oh, this is an awkward spot for this. Come on. Go out. Keeps dimming like it's gonna go out and then it gets brighter again. Being burned. That's crazy. Because we weren't even that close to the fire. Alright, so I believe we've gotten all the fire out. I don't have auto-clear emergencies, and we're going to need to check to see if there's any victims, because unfortunately I didn't do a primary search beforehand, because I wanted to show off the pumping. That's what this was, to actually show off the new pumping update. It does look, however, that we've gotten the fire extinguished, so let's go ahead and get out of the house for a minute here. Let's get rid of this. Discharge 1. And we're going to push discharge 1 back in. and that way we're not discharging any water. And if we use anything from our tank, which it looks like the tank is still full, it's still pulling properly off of the tanker. Obviously it was, because otherwise we would run out of water, but if it had used up any water, we'll be refilling that. We also need to get into this compartment here and get a fan. Oh. Yeah, so I do want the mask on before I go into the smoke-filled house. Should put that the other way, but whatever. I should still have my Halligan. I do. Perfect. There we go. It's not wanting to break the window there for a second. Because I just have to get the placement just right here. Still a lot of smoke hanging around the stairwell here. Let's go ahead and pick this up. The downstairs actually looks pretty clear as far as like smoke and stuff. We really just need to get this out of here. I did not pick up that fan, did I? Wait, what happened to the fan? Thought maybe I didn't pick it up. I apparently just evaporated the fan. Oh, you know what? I bet I got an idea. Okay. I had to push R. I had to swap tools. I had the Halligan out still, but I did pick up the fan. I was really confused there for a second. It's like, man, where'd my character hide that fan at? See if we can actually get the smoke out of here. It's still really smoky in here. And here's fine. Really, just this one specific room. Over this room seems to be okay. Little teeny bit of smoke kind of hanging around in here, but just barely any. I don't know where you need to place this fan in here to get rid of this. Maybe like halfway down the stairs. I don't know if we can like ventilate the roof or anything. I am blind and I don't see or saw a hook. Did they actually take off the handheld tools? Nope, it's just over here. Okay. Trying to remember how to climb up on this thing here. Do I left click? Oh, there we go. I don't have a hook with me. Yeah, we'll have to go back down and get a hook. This house is getting ventilated, whether or not it wants to. Yeah, I'm glad they still have all this equipment on the trucks, because I'm pretty sure at one point in time they did say they were going to specialize the vehicles more. I don't know. There's no smoke's coming out of these. Oh, maybe a little bit is. It's kind of hard to tell if it's clipping through the roof or if it's actually ventilating out of those holes. Let's go ahead and put our mask on and go back inside. It's still really, really smoky in here. Yeah, I don't know. But again, I really just primarily wanted to show off to you guys the advanced pumping. You know, unfortunately, because I do play by myself, it's kind of hard to show that off and really show a fire and stuff. Where I think this really shines and where this is going to be a lot of fun is for multiplayer games, for firefighting groups and stuff, to actually have this, because you'll need dedicated engineer or engineers plural depending on your setup for these apparatus and stuff. You'll need somebody out here to actually operate these you know, these pressures and set up all this stuff. I mean, once it's set to go, you're pretty good, unless you're having like a really crazy big fire. You have a lot of people arriving at different times for whatever reason. Then you might want like a dedicated engineer to be out here all the time. But you know, having the fact that you're gonna have to worry about how much pressure is going to each engine and how that pressure that's going to that engine is going to be distributed between your attack lines, or if you have a monitor too, that's all going to factor in. So there's a lot of different things you're going to need to potentially worry about now with this new system, and I really like that. I really like that aspect of it, and I'm grateful that this is kind of simplified, because obviously not everybody is a actual engineer, so having kind of a gamified or simplified version of this that is accessible to a lot of people is great. I got a pretty cool cool lightning storm going on here, thunderstorm. But yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, this is on the testing branch. I'm not sure when it's going public, but there's supposed to be a update to the EMS and stuff, I do believe, with this. So we'll go ahead and cover that once it all comes out, and I'll probably be showing off more of this to you guys in the not too distant future. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and take it easy.